approval of the minutes.
Second? Do we have a second? Second. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. All right. Before we start, if you're going to testify, would you please raise your right hand? I'll swear you in. You promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. We're ready to go. We were just informed by Mr. Judah that the applicant would like to table the first item based on some technical requirements to continue to next month. So to make the record clean, I'll make a motion that we table item number 1 as per the applicant and our staff. And you got a second.
Yes. You made the motion.
So a motion and a second, would you please call for it?
Ms. Skidmore? Yes. Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Holder?
Yes.
Mr. Buchanan?
Yes.
Ms. Sampson? Motion carries.
We table that. So we're going to go on to item number 2 when you're ready.
In accordance with sections, or subsection 155.008, Robert Pelosi on behalf of Ag Credit is requesting a waiver modification of standards of section 155.366B2 to allow an interstate business sign in the CH Highway Commercial Zoning District on the property located at 2311 Lawrenceburg Road. The property is more specifically described as PDA map number 051-00-000-042.00.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Board. Hi. Yes, the existing use of the property is banking, lending, and financial institution. It sits on 2.36 acres. The surrounding land use and zoning classifications are as follows. To the north, you have zone PO, which is professional office and office uses. To the south is zoned IG, which is die-cast warehouse and showroom. To the east is zone RR and also CL which, for churches. To the west is zone IG, US 127 South retail. So the subject property is located in the southwest quadrant of Franklin County and situated between Lawrenceburg Road and US 127 South. The property was rezoned from general industrial IG to highway commercial CH. Following a recommendation by the Planning Commission on February the 8th, 2024, with final approval by the Franklin County Fiscal Court on April 10th of 2024. The applicant requests a modification of standards to subsection 155.375B2, signs in PO, CL, CG, and CH zones. Permitted signs. To allow both a pole-mounted sign and a ground-mounted monument sign on a single parcel within the CH zoning district. Section 155.375B2 permits one freestanding sign per parcel, either a pole sign on a monument sign or a monument sign, and expressly prohibits both sign types on the same property. However, the zoning regulations do not provide specific criteria for distinguishing when multiple freestanding signs should be appropriate. Therefore, in crafting a recommendation to the board, staff is charged with determining whether the spirit and intent of the regulations are being met and whether those could be negative impacts to the public health, safety, or welfare. In this case, given that the applicant does not plan to utilize their full signage allowance, staff believes that it is reasonable to recommend approval of a second ground-mounted sign in lieu of other additional signage. The applicant is proposing just under 100 square feet of signage in total out of a potential allowable 1,000 square foot. So staff does recommend approval of the applicant's request for a waiver modification of standards of subsection 155.366B2 to allow an interstate business sign in the CH Highway Commercial Zoning District on the property located at 2311 Lawrenceburg Road, for the following reasons. A, the proposed waiver will not result in an increase in the number of permitted signs, allow a type of sign not specifically permitted in the subject zone, nor will it increase the maximum total permitted sign area on a single lot or building, provided that the applicant forgoes any building-mounted signage. The request is within the spirit and intent of the signage regulations. B, the proposed waiver should not negatively impact the public interest, safety, or welfare. The subject has 2 significant street frontages with no access from the higher classification roadway. The second ground-mounted sign will not impede traffic, but will provide additional visibility along US 127 South. This recommendation of approval is made subject to the following conditions. Number 1, the proposed pole sign shall be installed in accordance with the submitted application materials and site plan. 2, no building-mounted signage shall be permitted. Number 3, a sign permit shall be obtained prior to the installation of the sign. And I'm open for any questions if you may have some.
Do you have any questions? See what we do, we'll let you sit down for now,
Thank you.
and let the applicant come up, and we'll have a question or two from him. Once you testify for us before, you give us your name and address for the record.
Robert Pelosi, 214 West Main Street, Frankfort, Kentucky.
You've seen the staff report, we have all positive findings and such. Is there anything you feel you need to add?
I do not. I've worked through this with staff and agree with their recommendations and accept their conditions.
Do you have any questions, Mr. Floyd? Don't see any? All right, we'll let you sit down.
Cool.
Thank you. If we have anyone in the audience who would like to speak on behalf of this request, you're welcome to come now. Doesn't look like we have anyone, so why don't we go ahead and, if there's no discussion, go ahead and have a motion if someone would like to do that.
Make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to approve the request of Robert Pelosi on behalf of AG Credit in accordance with section 155.008 to allow an interstate business sign in the CH Highway Commercial Zoning District on the property located at 2311 Lawrenceburg Road. The property may be more specifically described as PBA map number 05100000042.00, based on positive staff findings and applicants' adherence to the conditions.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Or a second?
Ms. Skidmore? Yes. Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Holder?
Yes.
Mr. Buchanan?
Yes.
Ms. Townsend? Motion carries.
Thank you. You have your modification.
Thank you.
Nice report, by the way. Lots of information.
Sometimes tell me what the engineering standard of spirit and intent is. You always come in
In
prepared.
accordance with sections 155.048, 155.085, 155.089, and 155.105 of the Franklin County Code of Ordinances, John Daly is requesting approval of conditional use permit to allow the operation of a short-term rental at 525 Sprague's Lane. The property is more specifically described as PDA map number 014000033.07.
The lot where the proposed short-term rental is situated approximately 18 acres in size and contains a newly built 1,400 square foot single-family dwelling with 3 bedrooms. The applicant also owns the adjoining tract, bringing the total acreage to 32. The applicant utilizes the land as a farm, growing soybeans and corn, and would like to rent the house on a short-term basis. Adjoining nearby zoning categories include rural residential RR and planned residential PR to the north, and RR rural residential to the east, south, and west. According to the GIS data and the FEMA MSC, the subject property is located in a special flood hazard area AE zone. The AE zone is defined as a high-risk special flood hazard area inundated by the 1% chance of flood. The property is located on FEMA map 2107 3C0133D, effective June 18th, 2013. The dwelling is accessed via an easement through adjoining property under separate ownership off of an unnamed private road coming off of South Scruggs Lane. The use is not anticipated to have a significant impact on traffic. There is a 3,000 square foot parking area which will accommodate more than 10 vehicles. The proposed use should have no adverse effect on the adjacent or surrounding properties. The subject property is large enough to accommodate the proposed use, and more than adequate parking is available on the property. While the occupancy calculation for a short-term rental allows for up to 10 guests with a 3-bedroom dwelling, the applicant has indicated that they plan to host 6 to 8 guests at a time. Therefore, staff recommends a cap of 8 guests. Staff has found all positive findings and has additional findings as follows. Number 1, in addition to the findings contained in this report, staff also finds that the proposed conditional use will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, nor cause a hazard or a nuisance to the public. The proposed 3-bedroom dwelling will be large enough to accommodate the proposed number of 8 users, and adequate parking will be available. All necessary public services and facilities are or will be available. Number 2, the proposed conditional use shall not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, provided that the recommended conditions are met. Staff does recommend approval of the applicant's request for a conditional use permit to allow a short-term rental at the property located at 525 South Scruggs Lane with the following conditions. Number 1, the conditional use is only permitted at 525 South Scruggs Lane. Number 2, the conditional use is granted only to John Daly to allow the use of the property for a short-term rental. Number 3, the conditional use is not transferable, and any change in ownership will make this approval null and void. Number 4, the short-term rental is registered with the county annually and a business license obtained. Number 5, a safety inspection of the premise shall be performed before the issuance of the conditional use permit and commencing of operations. Number 6, the residents must have a working smoke alarms that are not more than 10 years old from the date of manufacture. Number 7, the residents must have working carbon monoxide alarms that are not more than 10 years old from the date of manufacture, if the residence has gas utilities of any kind. Number 8, occupancy of the short-term rental shall be limited to no more than 8. Number 9, if the operation cease, the notice shall be provided to the County Planning and Building Codes Office for their records. Number 10, all conditions of subsection 155.089 noted special conditions 27 short-term rentals shall be satisfied. Number 11, the short-term rental shall be operated in accordance with the submitted application materials. Number 12, the Franklin County Health Department has stated that there shall be no more than 3 bedrooms. Number 13, if the conditional use permit has not been exercised within 1 year of the board's action, it shall be null and void. Number 14, the applicant shall post the following statement on the premises as well as disclose in all advertisements, rental listings. This property is located within the special flood hazard area, which has a 1% annual chance of being inundated by floodwaters. Number 15, applicant shall submit a copy of the no-rise certification from his certified engineer to Planning and Zoning Office before the commencement of operations. And finally, number 16, all necessary approvals and/or permits shall be issued by the local floodplain administrator prior to the commencement of use. I'm open for any questions you may have.
Any questions for Ms. Payne? Doesn't look like we have any. I'll let you sit down.
Thank you.
Very detailed report.
Thank you.
If we have or speak about this item you're looking.
Okay.
Can you give us your name and address for the record?
Carla Carroll. I live at 625 South Scruggs Lane. And my mom got a letter that she was the adjacent property, but she lives across the street. So I wasn't sure if it was addressed to her or if it was addressed to me, because I'm the one at the top of the hill where the bottom is. And I'm the one that has the easement. So I was just needing clarification that it wasn't behind her house, but it was the bottom that's behind my house. Does that make sense? Because,
So your property touches Athens property, is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We'll take it. You're an interested party, and that's why they would have notified you. Perhaps it was a mistake.
Okay, because I was very confused. I thought it was something to do with something behind her house, which is across the street.
If you have any concerns or comments or questions,
So with the, is that the rental, I guess if he rents it, it's the people that are gonna live in the house that are gonna work the soy and all that?
it's a short-term rental, like Airbnb or Vrbo.
Oh,
So it's like
okay.
up to 30 days. And so people typically, when we have applicants come into this, they're advertising on one of those platforms.
Okay.
The people come in under a set number of rules that we've got laid out in the report. They can only stay for this long, there can only be this many people, there's rules as far as safety.
Okay,
and
okay.
county is enforcing on that.
Okay. So I had a question on the easement, because that comes up to,
Okay, I don't know, well, do you all? this is-
We, what's your question on the easement?
I was just curious if, well, I guess with the Airbnb being rented by no more than 8 people, I didn't want a whole lot of traffic going up and down, like onto my property, because there's an entrance on the other side to go up and down the hill.
I would make the assumption that if it's a Airbnb type rental, you're not gonna have, like a full-time rental, people are every day in and out, in and out.
Right.
With Airbnb, I don't know how often they're gonna rent it, but it's going to be probably less than a full-time renter.
Okay,
And they're allowed up to 8 people, so however many cars that would be.
okay, because it's actually not real cleared, it's not cleared out, I don't think totally. So I just didn't want an unexpected vehicle running up my, running up my other driveway into my yard, so I was just,
We can ask staff about, well, I don't believe our applicant's here. The applicant is here. And we talked about not going forward unless the applicant's here, because that's a nice question to ask the applicant. So, let me ask you this, do you have any other concerns beyond that?
no,
Okay.
no.
So I think at this time, what we'll do is let you sit down, if there's no one else in the audience who wants to speak on behalf of this, we'll
Okay.
confer with staff attorney to see where we should go from here.
Okay.
I'm thinking what, I think I know what's gonna come.
Okay.
If that's all you, a question you had, well,
Yeah.
at some point, this will be voted on, and we'll take your comments into.
Okay, okay, all right.
I didn't hear you, Margaret.
Once this individual who has an interest in, once she speaks tonight at this meeting, if we table it, when we resume discussion on it, she can't speak again, is that correct?
If you close the public hearing, she cannot speak again. If you simply table it like we did the first item and you're gonna hear things, yes, she can.
Okay.
Well, we'll let you sit down if you don't
Okay.
have any other
No.
concerns. So, it sounds like because we made this determination a couple of times, this would happen where the applicant didn't show up, even with positive findings, I think the board and the community wants to have an ability to ask the questions. Since they're not here, I'm assuming you're gonna recommend the table sign.
I certainly am.
May I ask a question? Sam, I'm just asking you, are you advising these folks that they are required to be here?
Yes, and we also sent send out the legal ad notices to them, we send out our staff report to them.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
can't force them to be here,
No.
but yes, we tell them it's in your best interest to come
Not,
to these
not
meetings.
hearing the case will give them a message about being here in the future. And the reason I think we should do that is she did have a question about traffic, and it's a legitimate question, and we can't answer it, so that would need to be the applicant.
I'm not trying to cause trouble.
You're not.
No, we'll cause the trouble, you don't need to.
It's a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Based on what our, Mrs. Logan's telling us, would someone like to make a motion? So the motion, I believe, you want a second, I do. So that you, call the roll.
Okay, Ms. Skidmore?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Holker?
Yes.
Mr. Buchanan?
Yes.
Ms. Townsend? Motion
And
carries.
I would note for the record that the hearing was set for 5:30, it's now 6 o'clock, and they still haven't appeared, so they've had time to arrive if they intended to.
And I would think too, if the applicant is not able to attend, they can always send a representative who is familiar with the situation and,
How about just a phone call to let us know?
yeah.
We talked about, I think before, if there's a representative, they need to have some,
They need to be, they need to have at least an affidavit or some kind of authorization, a waiver or something.
we have that, it's just majority of the time,
Yeah,
we have that.
you're right. Probably just best to have the applicant here or.
Well, they didn't fill it out.
Table.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's the table to. It doesn't look like there's any other items on the agenda. Just because we have some people in the audience who have attended, is there anything that we were covering tonight? Or usually people don't attend just to watch it, it's fine.
Apparently item one, which was, I don't know, understand.
The
what happened.
applicant requested to be tabled last minute.
Yeah. So when there's a technical problem or something they didn't realize and they need to pull it back, tabling it means that they're going not to, we're gonna hear it the next time, or whenever they request it to be heard again. Of course, it's an inconvenience for you all and.
That's fine,
unfortunately.
but will a notice also be sent out to the neighbors as
notice
well
will be
that
sent out.
when the
Yes,
next
ma'am.
hearing, okay.
And that's the whole thing, we wanna have
Yes.
everybody have their chance to talk,
Exactly.
ask questions.
Does that go from my question to, I'll get another notice in the mail?
Yes, ma'am.
I would, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Well, hopefully it's you and not your mother.
Right.
Well, if there's, no other business from staff, I believe, we have a motion to, did you have?
I had another question. I mean, I submitted some written statements. Do I need to resubmit all that, or do I need, when something's tabled, are we reinitiating the process, or we're just delaying the same process?
We're continuing the process, it just hasn't been heard. It's like a traffic court case that hasn't been heard before.
But I'm not looking for a modified report or anything like that.
There
Just-
shouldn't be,
No,
actually, there will
The
be.
report might be modified.
So do we have to contact your office to get
If
that?
you want another, yes, if you want another copy of the report, you can contact me.
So, something they didn't like in the report that they're doing? I'm confused with why they're not,
Because
going
they had-
forward and requesting an appeal if they.
Because they have a right to withdraw their application, they did tonight, and it was granted.
Okay, but they don't have to reapply?
They
No,
tabled
they
it.
tabled it, that means the application may be modified, but it hasn't been heard, evidence hasn't been taken. Which means that your submission in writing has not been taken either.
Correct, but that was based on the report, the initial report that I received.
So you may want to do another report.
So how many reports can you do
Well, I would think
until you
most
get?
applicants, it's quite a lot of money to do this process. I don't think they want to just keep tabling it and tabling it. If there's a problem with it, they want to resolve it and get an answer, my take on it. Because time is money for people
I mean, I don't want to be here over,
I understand. So,
I just have some questions about the process.
oh, that's fine. And once again, when it's back on the agenda, it'll be noticed. Do you end up emailing reports to people that ask for them?
Per request.
Okay, so you can contact Mr. Judah at that department and then, submit, if you want to modify your submitted question, we'll have you.
Awesome.
You're welcome to come back if they want it done next month, we'll hear it at that time.
So do I have assurance, nothing that I submitted was shared with the applicant, or?
No, they haven't, but.
Because my only path to submit something to you is through Mr. Judah or someone.
We can present it tonight or at the meeting.
But what I'm asking is, if he's talking to them, it's like, oh, this is an argument made in writing, and then
If
they
you
say,
made
oh.
if you made an argument submitted, it's subject to open record. So if you're trying to keep it secret, that is not going to.
No, I'm not trying to keep it secret. I'm just saying to give them the chance to read my argument, then withdraw, then resubmit their application.
Well, if they answered all your questions, I would think that'd be beneficial to you.
That's fine. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to
I just want to
understand.
make sure that we have enough time.
I'm not
to
involved with,
vote.
I'm not involved with all this
I
process so
understand.
much, so I'm just, this is, I'm just trying to understand.
Yes, we often have attached letters like yours, but there wasn't anything attached.
Any letter I received was received after the packets went up,
So when do packets go out on,
a week prior to the meeting.
oh, that's helpful to know.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
week prior to the, but I only received the report 7 days prior to the
That's
meeting.
when the report's due.
And once again, because we want everybody to have their chance to speak,
Correct.
you're always welcome to bring your concerns. If you have it printed, we'll read it.
I can be there.
Normally we get it in advance.
How would I get that to you in advance?
Send those comments to Mr. Judah or Ms. Stack.
By
or
what?
do a report, and then they'll include it in our packet that we get emailed and.
Correct. Well, I sent it today.
And that would have been,
Is that's too late
Too late.
to forward an email?
but you could, if you had them with you, you could have presented them.
I know 7 days on paper, but there's weekends, so it's only business days, correct?
I'm not
4
sure.
business days?
Just
Five
that-
business days. 5 business days.
5 business days?
Well, once again, if for some reason you miss any deadlines, you're welcome to come here and just read the whole thing.
Just trying to understand.
Take
I'm
your
just trying to
time.
understand the
We want to
process.
hear your concern.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I don't believe there's any other questions. We have a motion